commissioners and Cleveland County government is a huge asset to our operation.
This month on Inside More, we'll show you the inner workings of county government and how Cleveland County and the city of Moore work together to bring improvements to the community. And later,
when you think of engineering, you think of a lot of math, science, studying. You don't really think of robotics.
But maybe you should. We'll take you to the brave new world of robot competition and see how Moore students are faring in the battle of the bots. Stay tuned. Moore's American Legion and VFW Post are asking members of the community to submit names for the Veterans Memorial Park Wall of Honor at 4th and Bryant. The Wall of Honor recognizes Moore citizens who have served honorably in the U.S. military. There's no cost to submit a name, but in addition to having served honorably in the military, those submitted must have either attended a Moore public school or have lived in the city of Moore. The deadline to submit a name is September 1st, 2013. Submission forms can be found at the city's website, cityofmoore.com. For questions about the project, contact American Legion Post 184 at 794-5446. Everywhere you turn at the Cleveland County District 2 garage, there are big trucks doing things. Graders, tow trucks, heavy haulers, and such. If you played with a lot of Tonka trucks as a kid, you might like hanging out here.
We can take care of and build and do pretty much anything within the county with the equipment that we have.
And that equipment gets put to good use. Under the direction of 3 commissioners, numerous projects are always underway to improve the county.
When you talk about projects, we could have throughout the year bridges that we're going to repair, drainage ditches, bar ditches that we clean out. We may build a new road. We grade roads on a continual basis that don't have blacktop on them, that may be dirt roads. So we take care of and we have projects through the year, as well as we also respond to needs. So if there's a pothole, if there's an issue with a bridge or their structure, we would go out and take care of it.
Commissioners and Cleveland County government is a huge asset to our operation. And really, I kind of feel guilty. They help us more than we do them.
While the county government is generally responsible for roads, bridges, and law enforcement in unincorporated areas of Cleveland County, it often joins forces with the city of Moore to help with various projects.
District 1 has, we've resurfaced Buck Thomas Park. We've built several football fields at Buck Thomas Park. We've done some other park work for them, and we've come in and helped them on even some street roads, some interstreet, city street, neighborhood roads, and everything that we've assisted with. That we either, we help stabilize it, and then their crews would lay the asphalt.
Currently, Cleveland County crews are assisting with the construction of Parmalee Park, one of the new parks being built thanks to voter approval of a recent ballot initiative. Joint ventures like this between the city and county are ongoing in Moore.
If it's in our city limits, they provide the equipment and manpower, and then the city pays for the improvements. In other words, the material, the base stabilization, the cement dust, and then the asphalt. So it's a shared cost. They're paying the salaries, and we're paying for the materials.
The newest county commissioner in Cleveland County is Derry Stacy, voted into office last November to oversee District 2. His district, along with District 1, include the city of Moore. While Derry's background is in Norman, as a former Norman police officer and school board member, he's been spending a lot of time in Moore lately.
I've absolutely loved my first few months in this job, and slowly we're building more and more partnerships as I go. I'm a big believer, and that's what it takes. You have to work together in partnership, and you have to make those relationships count. You have to build on those relationships, and as I go, I'm connecting and reaching out to more and more people within our county from the different cities, and I think that's where we're going to find success in the future.
County government also oversees the Sheriff's Department, which provides law enforcement in unincorporated areas and special operations within cities like Moore. such as drug interdiction. The Commissioner's office out of the Cleveland County Courthouse in Norman, where they fulfill the duties of county government.
We were constitutionally created. We are constitutionally created to perform constitutional duties and statutory duties. And that is being a record keeper of the county. The county clerk does that. Also the money taker, which is the treasurer. And then the assessor is the evaluator of property, of real property, which derives the property tax, the ad valorem tax that pays Pioneer Library System, the health department, and the biggest part of it is the school districts.
How in Oklahoma we came up with 77 counties within the state, and that's based on how long it took for somebody to get from their house to the courthouse and back in one day on horseback. And when they put all this together, they decided that they needed 77 counties in these specific geographic locations so that anybody in the state could get to the courthouse and back in one day on horseback. And that's how we came up with the system that we have today.
And it's a system that seems to be working well for Cleveland County, and Moore in particular. Through careful city planning and a little help from those big county trucks, Moore is the only city in Cleveland County in which every single road is paved. Not a single dirt road in town. So much for getting to the county courthouse on horseback. If you would like more information about Cleveland County or have questions for the commissioners, give them a call at 366-0200 or go online to ccok.us. More parks initiatives approved by voters last November are well underway across the city. The most obvious is the development of Parmalee Park, located near 12th and Janeway, where significant dirt work is now underway. The 12-acre park will include a pavilion, restrooms, a splash pad, and a playground. It's expected to open mid-summer and will be the first new park opened under the Parks Improvement Projects. Stay tuned to Inside Moore for video updates on this and other municipal construction projects taking place in the city of Moore. This big pile of nuts, bolts, and electronics may not look like much to you, but it's actually a highly complex robot designed by high school students from the Moore area. Its name is Discopolis, based on a propensity for shooting discs at a target on command. It's all part of a pre-engineering program at Moore Norman Technology Center for high school students called First Robotics.
But it's a worldwide robotics program for high school kids only, and we think it's the best vehicle that basically we can apply what we're teaching here. It's kind of a real world. You've got time constraints and knowledge constraints and money constraints, and so it makes us apply everything we've learned. And so it's a great part of our program.
Within the First Robotics program, students from around the world are tasked with building a robot that can accomplish certain challenges. The Moore Norman Technology Center team, made up of students from all three Moore high schools, is called Shockwave. Their challenge this year, build a robot that can shoot discs into a target and then hoist itself up on a pyramid, both by remote control and on its own.
We have an RPM gauge that will tell us how fast the flywheel is spinning, and that's programmed into the computer here. All of the other calculations and code is actually on the robot, and all the computer does is send the joystick values to the robot.
If that isn't complicated enough, the students then have to prepare the robot to do all of this in competition. A futuristic Mad Max-style sporting event at the Cox Center in Oklahoma City versus student teams from across the state, complete with cheering fans, announcers, and battling bots.
It's intense.
Yeah,
it's intense. It's not really stressful. It's just really intense.
Really intense.
And then as we go through, we think first of what our strategy is, and then start to design a robot around that strategy, and then what sort of mechanisms it's going to take to do that. And so we have to research that. And so, it's every year, they go from here to way up here, and it's just, great to see someone go through that.
When you think of engineering, you think of a lot of math, science, studying. You don't really think of robotics and competitions and yelling and screaming and excitement. You don't think of that, but FIRST Robotics has really helped people get inspired about engineering and about problem solving, about teamwork and about leadership. So I think the whole competition is just a great way to spread the positive and amazing aspects of engineering.
The team competes in numerous rounds, working their way up in the standings with each bout.
Our first couple of matches, we had a few small issues, but we worked through them, and by the last few matches, we were playing at what we thought was the top of our game.
Changes their lives. I've seen kids come in here that are complete wallflowers that, all of a sudden they get in the middle of, building a robot, and they become an expert on something, and all of a sudden they're taking charge. They're giving orders, and they are fixing things and, creating. And it really does change lives. I've had kids that, have earned scholarships because of it, and, decided what kind of engineer they want to be because of working on one aspect of the robot, either electrical or mechanical or whatever.
The life-changing experience of FIRST Robotics actually starts long before high school with the first LEGO League.
LEGO first started doing competitions in 1999, I believe, and they wanted to encourage kids to be engineers of the future.
Broadmoor Elementary has cornered the market on those engineers of the future with the microwaves, a smaller version of Moore Norman's team.
The robotics team of Broadmoor Elementary.
We're the mini Shockwaves. The Shockwaves is a high school, college team in robotics that builds robots this tall.
And the microwaves build robots this tall. Even with Legos, the robots still have to perform complex maneuvers programmed by the students.
Then we flip these down here to input the quilts in them, the blue ones, and they'll come and get in this black scoring zone here. Then we'll back up and flip the TV.
And so the first LEGO League, our team actually has started 3 first LEGO League teams. We actually funded their initial entry into the program. We mentor the teachers as well as the students on how to get started and what to do.
I know that these kids are getting something that is going to set them apart and make them the business people and engineers and problem solvers of our world.
The microwaves also compete statewide and seem to be doing quite well.
We got first in the robotics part for both times, and then we got overall in the first competition when we went to. We got first overall.
Yeah.
So that's
good, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's the best.
As for the Shockwaves, they also did quite well.
We made it to the finals, and in a very, very close match, we were beaten by 3 points, which is all right. We did really, really well in the competition as a whole.
Next year, it's back to the drawing board to tackle another challenge with another robot. As for Discopolis,
I'm going to be so sad when we have to recycle it next year. I'm going to be so sad when we have to take it apart. It's going to make me, hopefully I'm not here.
It's going to be a little bit sad when we have to take it apart.
Yeah, it's going to be really sad when we take it apart. We spent a lot of time on it all together, and it's a masterpiece.
Shock! What? Shockwave!